How are the planets in your second house abundance keys? And what are really those 10 fortunes I'm talking about? Your second house in astrology represents the place where you manifest the earthly goods you live with. It is your personal vault that you have access to if you understand how to use the keys you've been given. And what are those keys? Those keys are the planets. This is where your soul meets your stuff, where the blueprint of your cosmos in your astrology chart meets your bank account in the real world. But the keys, my dear star friend, those are the planets that are sitting there. Today, I'm going to show you how the universe has already stacked the deck in your favor, if you know where to look. Hey, beautiful soul. I'm Beth Hansen, and this is Harmony Goddess Astrology, where I help you weave the magic of the stars with the power of Mother Earth, bringing everything into true harmony. Here we read those skies as they truly are when you look up at them, not as they appeared 2,000 years ago and were codified into the tropical astrology. Not that there's anything wrong with that, it's just that you're sort of stopping at the planets and not bringing in the stars. If you've ever felt like your access to your abundance was almost but not quite there, or just simply a little bit out of reach, well, stick with me because I'm about to help you decode your cosmic ATM. Let me tell you the story that the sky has been keeping in his back pocket for a little while now, the second house. But what is a house in astrology? It is simply the place on earth where things happen. It is the real world, it is the 3D, and it is not hypothetical. However, the idea of the house, it is based on an astrological sign called Taurus for the second house, because Taurus is the one that gets things growing. But here's the real question. Do you know what's inside your second house? Because the planets and even Chiron, the wounded healer asteroid, come knocking on your door and bring experiences into your life. Each one brings a different fortune, a different lesson for you to learn in order to live your life to the fullest. And this can be in your birth chart or in transits that are happening all the time. But for our story today, we're going to stick with what is actually in your birth chart. That way you have a takeaway. Each one brings in a different fortune, a different lesson as part of your journey. What happens when Mars storms in or when Venus decides to bless your home with magic? Because what is a house? It's a home. And here's where it gets really interesting. That treasure chest, it doesn't open the same way for everyone. The sign covering your second house shows how you manifest abundance. And in true sidereal astrology, we don't just stop at 12 signs. Yes, we go to the magical 13th sign. So which one is your key? So here's what we're going to be diving into today. The all 11 fortunes, the 13 constellations, and the energy of the how things are working for you. And finally, I am going to give you 5 secrets to making things flow more smoothly into your life. And because I want you to be fully equipped for this adventure, I have a free chart calculator on my website, courtesy of Mastering the Zodiac. There's a link below in the description. So grab that, run your chart, and comment real sky chart. You don't have to tell me your info or anything. Just let me know that you got the message and you got the chart. First, let's crack open that second house, the place in your life where your abundance lives. And it is just sitting there waiting for you to claim it. In astrology, houses represent where in your life things are happening. For the second second house, this is happening in anywhere that you hold your values, your abundance, and yes, I mentioned your self-worth here too, your tools, and those tools can be mental, physical, whatever it is. This is where it resides, is in that second house. Some people like to think of it as a stage where the players, the planets, and you are creating the scene of your experiences. But let's just simplify things. This is just the place where things are actually happening in your life. In modern mystical terms, they call it manifesting. And the second house, well, it's modeled after Taurus the bull, but manifesting here on the ground in your life. Think of it as where you keep your valuables and where you invest your energy to make things grow. Taurus is a great gardener or farmer, but here's sort of how it all works. If your second house is in Leo, your abundance comes from shining in the world, being very visible, taking the lead. If it's Virgo, how it manifests tends to be through more detailed work, more focus on problem solving and bringing service to others, which pays off for you in the long run. But more than that, it's not just your resources or your assets. It's also your resourcefulness that come into play. Are you ready to take this bull by the horns? But this treasure chest doesn't open the same way for everyone. The planets in there represent the events, the energies, and even the people who help you unlock your vault. Before I give you your key to get into your vault, let's make sure that you've grabbed my free starter guide, Unlock the New Zodiac. It's going to set you up with how the 13 signs work, because if you've been reading traditional Western astrology, you might be looking at the wrong blueprint. The link is below, so click on that and you'll get it delivered right to your inbox. That way you can follow along sign by sign. Okay, now the fun part. This is where we're going to be tapping into those wonderful characters, the planets and Chiron, each knocking on your door with events that will change your fortune. These planets aren't just symbols in true sidereal astrology. They are actual physical heavenly bodies moving through time and space, creating vibrations you can tap into. They represent your real life events. These events, combined with the archetype of the second house, can uncover the patterns that form your relationship with abundance. So we're going to work through these planets, starting with our central star, the sun. The sun is the big I am. So if the sun is here, your abundance is linked to your personality, your visibility, and your self-expression, because you are literally the star of the show. An example would be that a promotion comes about when you truly step into your spotlight. Your sun is your soul's energy on earth. And when you let your soul, your sun shine, that means you're being truly authentic. So for you, authenticity equals abundance. And the next planet we're looking at is the one that reflects the sun back to us so brilliantly that it lights up our night sky. And of course, I am talking about the beautiful moon. And the moon is here to bring in all the feelings and intuition and that little magical, mystical stuff as a character on your stage of the second house. Your income flows with your emotions and is guided by that intuition, because here your greatest desire is finding true security, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. All of those are things and tools that live in your second house vault. By paying attention to your emotional cycles, you can learn how to manage your cash flow, your abundance flow. And intuition isn't just about the third eye. One of the greatest intuitive things for abundance is your gut and safety, by the way. So trust your gut instinct. If something feels ick, don't do it. If something feels like, oh my gosh, I want that, and it's like, oh my gosh, I can't get enough of that. That is something it's like, oh yeah, we're going to go for that. So trust your gut. It's not a logical thing. It is a spiritual thing. It's an intuitive thing. And frankly, it is about honoring your feelings and acting upon them. Because just as your emotions shift and change, opportunities come and go. Just remember your superpower, your best tool in this toolbox, this moon that unlocks your vault, is your intuition. It's holding that key. And that's what brings about your true abundance and keeps you and the ones you love safe and well cared for. And our third planet, the closest one to the sun and the fastest moving, is Mercury. And Mercury is the curious learner. So imagine that character on the stage of your beautiful home of abundance, your second house. You'll find Mercury showing up, creating abundance with you in areas of communication, technology, and teaching. And because Mercury is a quickly moving planet, it can be very fast moving. Also, you might find yourself always having a side hustle or having many different streams of income, active, passive, investments, whatever it is. Mercury is there for it, and it's going to help you navigate and manage all of those. But remember that one of the things about Mercury is curiosity and its changeability. So if you're one of those people who jumps from idea to idea, it's okay. Do what is best for you and just make sure that you put enough effort in there to either keep it growing yourself through your own energy or being able to access through your communications somebody who can help you if you want to move on to the next bright, shiny thing. There are absolutely times in your life where you are the most magical manifester ever. Whatever you think becomes real. And if this is your superpower, then you have to watch your mind, because if you think you're poor, you're poor. If you think you're rich, you're rich. Mercury doesn't mess around. It doesn't wait. It doesn't take its time. It just delivers on whatever it is your intention is focused on. But here's a shortcut to all that. Remember, an abundant mind is an abundant life. And remember, you need to watch through all of these so you know when these planets are traveling through your second house, which you'll be able to identify by where it is and what constellation it's in at any given time. If it's in the constellation covering your second house, it's going to be hitting you and you're going to be able to work with it. And also remember, I have the 5 secrets of manifesting everything, no matter what planets are or are not in your second house. And that will be coming in a little bit. So keep watching through all of this. Next, we have the goddess herself, Venus. Goddess of creation, of abundance, of manifesting. In the Tarot, she's the Empress, and she comes right after the High Priestess, right after the Magician. The Magician, actually, fun fact, is aligned with the planet Mercury. So that's a little throwback to Mercury saying, hey, Mercury, as above, so below, and you can make that go. But with Venus, she is the great creatrix. She makes everything real. She is the mother of all being, the great goddess. And her symbol has a circle over a cross, and this means spirit over matter. The whole, the one, the everything that is creates and brings into being that which will be. And the other thing is, Venus is, it's her home house. This is her home. The second house is Venus's home. She rules Taurus. Taurus is the archetype we use to understand how things manifest for us on the physical plane. And Venus says, that's my house. And with Venus as your celestial sidekick on the stage of your abundant life, it all comes through beauty, creation, things that are pleasurable. She's so sensual, and also connection with others. This can include creating art and music, being an actor or actress, sharing your passion, whatever it may be, and aligning with your core values to bring them into being. Just know that Venus embodies love and lust for life because she is the Empress on the throne of life, and she could be your bestie too. And our fifth planet is Mars. Mars can be bold or brash, tends to take action, and its symbol shows the hole, the circle, but it has an arrow at the top, which means taking action from spirit. But putting action at the top means putting the action first. It's easy for you to get unaligned with spirit, but you get the fullness of results when you do align with spirit. Mars in the second house, you thrive when you get to be challenged. If it's easy, you ain't doing it. It's not worth it. But those big goals, the goals that other people are afraid of, you are the one who goes for them because you've got the courage, you've got the bravery, you've got the ability to light that fire under yourself. Nobody needs to light it for you because you've got Mars right there taking care of it. And you're not the type who sits down and makes a plan first. You take action immediately, because you know that abundance comes when you move first. But be aware that all this competition can bring out both the best and the worst in you. It doesn't mean you won't win, but we need to keep that spiritual peace and that circle underneath the action making whole and cared for. Because it's with Mars in your corner to learn the difference between what is bold and what is reckless. And with that, I will just wish you luck and have fun being the first to get to every destination. But let's pause for a second. I want you to comment below with what planet is there for you in your second house and what sign is sitting on top of it. Remember, we're going to be getting to that next. So this is going to be a little bit of a longer video, but it's worth it. Go through all of it. I'll pop in on early comments and I will check in with my spirit guides to see if they have a message just for you, and I will put it in the comments because we're all in this together. Our energy is connected. If you can see me, my soul can see you. And that is the magic of being a YouTuber. And while you're down there, click that like button so I know you're there. Even if you don't feel like commenting, it really helps the algorithm find the people that this video is for. And if you're vibing with this, and want the true sky placement of your planets and your signs, well then click that link below. That way I can send you my True Sidereal Starter Guide, Unlock the New Zodiac. It is your first step in knowing what tools the universe has for you, not just for the first house, but for all of the houses. And our sixth planet that we're working with here, that we're talking about, that is the key to abundance in the second house, that is Jupiter. And fun fact, Jupiter had all the makings and materials for being a star, just didn't have enough to get the fire going. So what did Jupiter do? It became the biggest planet here in our solar system and has a whole bunch of moons orbiting around it that are really cool and awesome, and has its own little mini solar system within this because it's so generous. Jupiter is showing up as your key through unlocking your expansiveness, your good luck, literally a fortune. All of these are fortunes, different types of fortune keys, but with Jupiter, it literally is good luck. And Jupiter operates on a really high level, sort of the master's PhD professor type of intellect combined with the adventure go-getting. I think Indiana Jones is what Jupiter wants to bring into your life. All that adventure, that joy, the treasures that he went hunting for the good of all and for bringing things into being. And with that luck, sometimes you get exactly what you wished for, but sometimes luck runs amok and you get more than what you wished for. And now what are you going to do? Now you got too much and you have to get rid of it. You do you, boo. Donate, give it away. Be generous. Be like Jupiter. I will say that one of the things that can keep things running smoothly and keep the luck flowing for you, the first thing you should supersize for yourself is your connection with your values. Know them, love them, nurture them, and then Jupiter knows exactly what it is that you need in your life. So when you supersize your values, your bank account will follow. So check those values and also watch out for overspending or overcommitting, because while the grace and ease of this luck is at your near disposal, it can be random and fleeting. Honestly, it's just so you can appreciate and stop and smell the roses along the way to your vault. And next we've got the magical number 7. That's right, Saturn. Saturn was named after an agricultural god who had a scythe. Now, what else has a scythe? And the scary guy, death. So Saturn, this god of harvest, is all about working towards tangible results and also likes to see incremental growth, likes to see the little payoffs that lead to the big result. This is the story of the turtle winning the race. The rabbit might have the speed, but the turtle, with its quiet attention and carrying his house on his back, because that's the way it rolls for turtles and Saturns, saying, hey, I have my assets with me while I do the work. Whatever I do for myself and in incremental growth type things. It's not about speed. It's not about excitement. It is about learning to love the process. You're the long game player. So your time and your patience brings you so much more than quick wins, which often just get frittered away. So embrace the discipline and learn to love those spreadsheets. So with Saturn in your corner, some people may think, oh my gosh, what a Scrooge, what a tight-fisted person. But actually, you find a lot of contentment in being frugal and knowing and counting and understanding that this is all to keep things going. Because in agriculture, you have to plant the seeds every spring, nurture them, watch them grow. You can't just wander off and go on an adventure, because when you come back, the weeds will have taken over and you'll have nothing to eat during winter. This is Saturn energy, and Saturn is a great teacher, and Saturn can be fierce, and Saturn can be strict, but ultimately, if you make friends with Saturn, it'll be a lot easier for you. So 8th, like I said, we're doing this the sidereal way, starting with the sun and moving all the way out to the edges of our galaxy. And next we have Chiron, which is an asteroid. Chiron is known as the wounded healer because, as myth would have it, he was a centaur, a wise and knowledgeable teacher, and a fierce warrior who was wounded in battle, and that wound wouldn't heal. And he was also an immortal. So imagine being wounded, always in pain, and never healed. Well, a bigger god took pity on him and put him in the stars. This asteroid was named after Chiron because when he shows up as the player and the key to your abundance in your second house, what he's bringing is an abundant flow that comes from healing and teaching others to learn how to heal themselves and others. But what all of this means is that your key to your second house is your deep wisdom and knowledge of healing that allows you to be a mentor or a leader in personal transformation. Your impact upon humanity is equal to or greater than the abundance in your physical vault of your bank, your home, whatever. You are really making change in the world. And remember, after this, I will be going through all 13 signs based on the 5 elemental energies. And I will also offer up 5 secrets to help you unlock this no matter what is going on. If you misplaced your key, or if it's only a temporary visitor and there's nobody there, these 5 secrets will definitely help you connect to your energy for manifesting in your second house. But let's get to number 9. Yes, we're getting down to the last couple signs, and these are the invisibles because they're not generally visible to the naked eye, starting with Uranus. Uranus brings in the radical. It is the higher frequency of Mercury and therefore super magical, but it is out beyond the social planets of Jupiter and Saturn, whereas Mercury is inside and is considered a personal planet. So this one is a little bit out there. What Uranus, the key that Uranus brings, it brings radicalness and unpredictability to your income. It also brings genius level insights. Think patents, think it's innovation that breaks the rules of society, the rules of business, the rules of whatever field you are in. Uranus is there to break the rules so it can pay off for you big time financially. But be aware of the excess and eccentricities that come with this brilliance. Not everybody's going to like it. And also, it can bring some drama, which can disconnect you from your true purpose. So as exciting and as groundbreaking and as intense these experiences for creating wealth that Uranus brings to the table, remember to love yourself and love others, because you need to ground yourself into something that is really practical in order to appreciate and experience fully what you are truly being rewarded with in your blueprint the universe gave you for your financial success. And our 10th house, we've got Neptune, which everybody talks about, the dreamy, groovy Neptune. And yes, it's dreamy, it's groovy, and it's about the arts, and it's about spirituality and compassion. But all of those things, they're really not known to be lucrative. In fact, it's just like, starving artist. There's so many people who want to make it on the big screen in Hollywood or become an actor and actress and have all that creative flow and that inspiration, but only the few make it big to the big time. So what does this mean for you? Well, Neptune, its symbol is matter. So it's got the cross at the bottom like Venus does, but where Venus has a circle, Neptune has a trident. So it's got a curve saying you have to do this with spiritual intention, but you have to do it with intention. And you don't have to super hyper focus. You can aim at many things together, and you could have more impact that way because Neptune is the higher frequency of Venus. So with Neptune as your key, you might be called to. So with Neptune as your key, you have to be willing to dive deep and journey far in search of your treasure chest, all while making sure you have what you need for the journey ahead, even if things go wrong. Clarity with money and a plan with money is a must for when you get to your destination. And now I've run out of fingers because we moved on to the 11th one. Pluto, which we call a planet, which in fact is a dwarf planet, poor Pluto. But Pluto is a master of transformation, power, and high stakes ventures. So, with Pluto as your key, you're there to either rebuild empires or smash them down and build something completely new from the ashes. It sounds dramatic, and it can be. But how do you do that? Well, you tap into the energy of the stars that are covering you. And that will give you a guide for how best to handle the more volatile moments and how to approach whatever it is you're trying to manifest. Fun fact, the second house, pretty good at grounding. So if you've got thunder and lightning happening all around you, just, get down to the ground and you'll be fine. So do you have any questions? I want to know. Type them in the comments because I love answering questions and I am here for you and I always read my comments. And if you need something a little bit more one-on-one, I'm here for that too because I do offer true sidereal readings via Zoom or phone, or I can record them and send them out to you. My offerings are listed on my website, which is linked down below. So now let's take a little look at those 13 signs and how they are interacting with those keys and with that vault. And they are the ones who say how this all works for you, my shiny star friend. Because you've got your vault, you've got your keys. Let's start with our fire signs. Our fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And if you've got Aries, well, how does it work? No matter what key you've got, even if you've got the moon, it's about being a bold action taker. This is warrior energy, defender energy, there to show up and get things done. It's known as a cardinal sign, which means it is a mover and a shaker. So that's your how if you've got Aries over your second house. Okay, next we've got Leo, which is super expressive and super fabulous. And frankly, everybody wants to be with Leo. So how does it do? It shines brightly. It is the star. It says, hey, we are fabulous. Abundance is coming to the party to be with you. Because when Leo's in the house, there's always a party and it is filled with joy and you got all the charisma in your corner. And Sagittarius, oh my gosh, you are the exploring, wanting to be mutable, always finding a new path. That wonderful mutable fire, always seeking to go above and beyond what other people may think, want, or do. You're not afraid to explore. You do it by exploring. It's like you're on a permanent vacation and you are traveling to a fantastic destination. Does that make sense? It should, because with Sagittarius in your second house, that's how this comes into being for you. Next are earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. They bring in the practical mysteries and the steady growth. For Taurus, it's the home and garden. It is the crafting. It is making everything more beautiful. And it does this. This is how it's showing up to help you bring that abundance into your life. It is the mastery of your use of tools to increase your abundance. And honestly, it's like Taurus telling Taurus how to manifest. What could be better? Our next earth sign is Virgo. She is the Holy Mother, the Virgin Mother, and the original understanding of virgin wasn't necessarily, all about little hoo-ha, but it was about women who had their own agency. They were not under the control of a man. It means that this is a woman of her own means and her own wealth and her own will. So that's why Virgos are so good at making everything they touch better. And that is how Virgo is going to manifest for you. And she is the great mother. She does have that big mother energy. And she is a sister goddess to Gaia herself. So Earth and all its things is there. And they are getting together for a family reunion with you and whatever planets you have, unlocking that vault to put out the biggest banquet ever for your whole family. That's how Virgo is working for you. And our third earth sign, that is Capricorn. And Capricorn is a very no frills unless it's important for what we are doing. And this is the story of the turtle winning the race. The rabbit might have the speed, but the turtle, with its quiet attention and carrying his house on his back, saying, "Hey, I have my assets with me while I do the work. Whatever I do for myself and in incremental growth type things. It's not about speed, it's not about excitement. It is about learning to love the process." But how do air signs work with those planets in the second house? Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Gemini, your key thing is being very fluid and changeable. And Gemini is based on the twins. So you're a great collaborator. So that's the how. The how, when Gemini shows up in your second house, how it all works is that collaboration and that fluidity and being able to make those changes. Gemini has that superpower. And when Libra is the beautiful star umbrella for your second house, oh, she is showing up with integrating balance and beauty along with necessity, because she really is all about making sure things are going to be safe and secure and balanced. I really do see her as Lady Justice. So there are scales, but it's not just two things. She is able to find balance and alignment in particular. So how Libra does it? With beauty and alignment. That's sort of the short version. Aquarius brings us access to those outer limits of reality, making things really flow so beautifully, because Aquarius is the water bearer. So those energies flow along that water line and bring in what you need. It's really saying, yeah, you can access outer resources that other people can't. That is how it gets done for your second house. That is how your abundance flows. Aquarius can access those outer limits of what is real and not real in the space of a thought, quickly bringing in what you need from the great unknown. That's how Aquarius manifests in your life. That's how those stars are working over your second house for you. So we go from the water bearer to water itself. So those three water signs are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. I have no idea how a scorpion got to be a water sign, but it is, and that's just fine. And I'm going to go with it. So what the water signs are raining down on your second house are emotional intelligence and intuition coming together, starting with Cancer. This is a very heart-based level of intuition and really an inner knowing of things, an understanding rather than zip, 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 lots of mental notes or mental hits. This is more on the emotional, empathic level. Cancer is a great empath. Whereas when we get to Scorpio, Scorpio is more that mystery solver and deep diver. So they're able to really work with more of the magic part. I think discernment is the key word here, because it's able to discern and uncover what you need in order to bring that abundance into your life. And then the third water sign, Pisces, this is allowing for flexibility and give and take. Pisces also can be spiritual work or working in realms like psychiatry because it has to do with institutions, and Pisceans sometimes are the ones to do it, or you could just be an astrologer like me or another type of an intuitive. Pisces, psychic, full on mediumship, possible. All of that is possible. Also, big artist energy here with Pisces, saying whatever you imagine can be created because it is a very imaginative thing. And it's not just one thing, it's one thing then the other and moving back and forth. So there's a lot of flow and energy, and you get your snake arms going, and before you know it, you're belly dancing. So, and that's just how Pisces likes to work. Just saying. And finally, we have our final sign, Ophiuchus, which is ether or spirit, depending on how you sort of view how the universe is made up. And Ophiuchus is showing up with sacred service in transformation. That's how things are going to be working out in your second house, because Ophiuchus has traveled through the deep, dark things of the past and into the new world, but retaining all the memories, all the knowledge, and all the healing that went on in their past life. Yeah, this is a multi-level, multi-life type of energy. So past life regression as a form of healing, that might be how your key unlocks that vault. Or it could be just simply the knowledge and use of what you have already learned that brings everything to the table. And here we're coming up to those 5 secrets that I mentioned that will bring this manifestation into reality for you. But before I get into that, I do want to check in with you and make sure that you've already downloaded my True Sidereal Starter Guide, because that's the thing that will give you an idea of what all 13 signs are up to, and especially some notes about Ophiuchus and what's going on there, because the universe has been on your side all along, and this guide will help you get started in working more closely with it. All right, we're going to get to those 5 secrets to unlocking your abundance, whether you have a planet in your second house right now in your birth chart, whatever. These are 5 ways that you can access your abundance. And the first is counting your blessings. That's right. Take stock of what you already have. If I look around this room, I see so much abundance and blessings I am really thankful for. And once you see what you have, then you know what you want or need, or what needs to be more fulfilled for you. And as you process these things in your mind, you start putting out the frequency to the universe of what comes next for you. The second secret is being kind and generous to others. And I have a very personal story that goes along with this. When my sister was nearing the end of her journey with cancer and this life, but she was still, trying to live her best life, she and I went to Trader Joe's to go grocery shopping. And she was loading up on all the good things that said, this is what helps you keep your body strong during chemo. We went to Trader Joe's, and when we were checking out, the checkout person was saying how, wow, this is a lot of really good fresh food. And do you always eat this well? And just, being friendly like the Trader Joe's cashiers are supposed to be. And my sister told him, well, I am going through chemo. I have stage 4 breast cancer. And he immediately stopped and called over to one of his associates to go get her a bouquet of flowers. And here I am many years later, and I have never forgotten that. first, count your blessings. Second, be generous because people will remember you for that. The more you give, the more you receive from the heart to the heart. And the third secret to manifesting with or without a planet in your second house is to spend time grounding in nature and connecting with Mother Earth. Whether it's wearing a beautiful stone, I've got my amber, which is made out of fossilized tree sap. I've got my stone back here and my plant. All of those things remind me that abundance flows directly from Mother Earth, and I can connect to that just by touching grass and bringing more of that into my life. The fourth secret to bringing abundance into your life is reach out to somebody today to say hello. Let them know you were thinking about them. It's all about sharing your love for someone else. And the fifth secret for activating the abundance is to know that you are fully worthy and loved, and the universe is here and conspiring in your favor. This is what you signed up for before you came to Earth. You are so loved. I love you so much, and I can't believe I'm doing this now. All the time I'm putting up video after video sharing this wisdom that has been downloading into my mind. I didn't go looking to become an astrologer, but I was looking for connection. I was open to it. I felt that I might be worthy of it instead of staying at home. And here I am, less than a year later, a certified true sidereal astrologist with many readings under her belt now, and being able to share this with you. And that's how abundance flows, is to know you are absolutely worthy of all that Mother Earth has to offer to you. This isn't about chasing abundance, chasing money, chasing success. It's about aligning and allowing it to come to you. It's about alignment and acceptance that you are worthy and you are beautiful and you are loved and you are deserving of everything that you wish for or desire. It's about recognizing what the universe has had for you all along. The second house and the planets, whether they're in your natal planet or when they come moving through under those stars that cover your second house, they are conspiring to bring it to you and fill that vault. So breathe deep, let go, trust and believe, and act from your soul's true plan, and your vault opens. Go and claim your fortune. Now that you know how planets in the second house bring true abundance into your life through all these different types of fortunes, you might be wondering how true sidereal astrology really works. Great question. It all starts by watching this video right here, because when you pair that with what you just learned, oh my gosh, your experience way more powerful. So weave that magic of the stars with the power of Mother Earth and be unstoppable. And I will see you in the next video.